This meeting will also This meeting will also be recorded and placed on our cheerleading website for those who would like to watch it. But it will have a deadline, so it will be removed at a certain point. But I want to accommodate those people who just, simply forgot or could not. They, had working from home or had to go in. So I am going to keep the video recorded and I'm going to upload it to our cheerleading website, but it will be removed by a certain time. So we'll have the date on there on the website. So that way you guys can be informed. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming to the meeting, the tryout meeting. We are looking forward to this new season of our returner girls and new young ladies. So I'm going to get right into it. I am Amberly Craven. I am the varsity coach. This is my sixth year with the program and my fifth year, going to my fifth year as the head coach. I have had about maybe almost 20 years in cheerleading experience, background experience, coming from school, competitive, and even to coaching. So cheerleading is something I really love. Always what evolving and looking forward to trying to get us to the next level. So I absolutely love cheerleading. I teach culinary arts, so I may have some of your students as regular students for culinary arts. And so I'm definitely always cooking and cheering. That's two things I'm pretty much known for at Bowie. All right, so let's talk about a little bit about the program. Make sure. And if you have questions in the chat, I'm gonna try to look at it periodically, but forgive me because I may get so caught up in this. First, as far as the agenda, we'll talk about our program, really talking about how we are trying to elevate our program and really want young ladies who are only going to enhance and benefit and influence our program in positive ways. Then we'll talk about the candidate information, what's needed for you guys to try out, and how you guys can keep in communication regarding tryouts, clinic, and things like that. We'll talk about future dates so you kind of can plan your summers and things like that because cheerleading definitely is busy. It's busy, busy. We'll talk about the tryout clinic material. We'll talk about a little bit of the business side as far as the expectations from athletics, from AIC athletics, and from myself and our program and from our principal. And then we'll talk about expenses because I know that's what all the parents want to hear. How much is it going to cost? And then we'll talk about commitment and then interest in parents wanting to really join our booster club and really help our girls in any way that they may need, just a backup for us. And then questions. So my goal is about no longer than about 45 minutes. But of course, if you have questions, you are more than welcome to ask. All right, so first, I kind of just want to talk about being a part of Bowie cheerleading. Definitely, cheerleading is all about memories, all about achieving skills, tradition, working hard towards goals. It is amazing to see how different stunt groups can come together to create a whole routine, how everybody's skill and input is needed in order for a team to come to life. Higher education, a lot of our cheerleaders have gone on to higher education. A lot of our alumni cheerleaders, meaning even from like 2006, 2007, have done well. They have created their own cheer programs. Some of them have really gotten higher degrees, and so we really like to push life after high school, and then just being a leader. So I just kind of want to show you guys. Let me make sure I share my sound. Um, oh, sorry guys, I just need to share my sound so y'all can hear the video. All right, so I'm gonna show you this video that just kind of highlights some of the things that we have done this year. Okay, I hope you guys were able to see the video. That was just kind of highlighting some things that we've done this year and throughout our program, working with our little vols, working with our community, and working with each other to create just awesome um, skills and performances. There also is just community, school spirit, um, being able to cheer on our teams and getting involved because it's very important to be involved, to be a part of something. All right, the last little video I'm going to show you is a video from one of our former Bowie alums, and I'm not going to play all of it, just some of the things that she has to say about her experience as a cheerleader. Hopefully, you guys are able. Okay.
Hi, my name is Tatum Thorne, and I had the privilege of being a James Bowie cheerleader for 3 years. I cheered from 2017 to 2020. I had the privilege of being on the varsity cheerleading team my sophomore year through my senior year, and I wouldn't trade any of those memories for anything. The memories are so endless, it's not even funny. Like, I have so many memories from being on the James Bowie cheer team, and I can honestly start with the cheer technique. So, of course, being a cheerleader comes with techniques. So we would go to outside camps and outside gyms where we would learn cheer routines, dance routines, stunting, tumbling, and all the skills we would learn to perform at our pep rallies and games. So it was super exciting and thrilling to learn those things at our outside gym and then perform it for the crowd and for the student body. Along with those skills and techniques, I also learned just simple communication skills. Being on a team with a bunch of girls can be crazy. And guys might cheer too. I had a guy on my team. But being on a team or a squad in general, everybody has different personalities. Everybody communicates differently. So you're going to learn how to communicate effectively with each other, which it was a struggle at first, I'm not gonna lie, but I generally began to open up more and learn how to communicate effectively with my other teammates. With that, we had team bondings. We went out to eat a couple times before games together. We went to Urban Air. Where else did we go? We had annual Christmas parties, Thanksgiving potlucks, like the memories, I'm telling you, like we had so much fun together. We would also go to birthday parties together, like it was just so much fun making those friendships. Like I still have those friendships to this day, and I haven't cheered in 2 to 3 years. So I'm really blessed and thankful for the Bowie cheer team because I still have those same friendships that I have to this day. Along with that, I also gained leadership and responsibility. I was the captain my junior and senior year. So, being captain, it takes a lot of responsibility. Everybody's looking at you like, you got to do this, you got to do that. Is your team in order? Are they straight? And honestly, having those tasks really helped me become the leader I am today. I'm not even going to lie. It was stressful at times, but hey, it made me who I am today, and I am genuinely thankful.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pause it, but that is Tatum Thorne. She had the opportunity of cheering with us, and she's currently at Lamar, and she's also majoring to be a teacher, which is kind of weird, you know, with this day and age of teaching and COVID and everything else. All right, so that's just a little testimonials about our program and some of our current girls. I'm sure they can give you a lot of their experiences as well. So moving on to application requirements, and if you guys can't see my screen, someone just let me know. The application requirements. There is a cheer application form. The form is located on our website. I will show you guys or put the link to our website in the chat. It's also around at the different junior highs and around campus on Bowie, so or at Bowie. So there's a QR code to the website for you guys to access it. But the cheerleading application form is on Google, so it's a Google form. That way, it's easier. And then these are the different sections: the guardian information section, emergency contact, reading the AISD cheer guidelines. We'll go over it in the BHS cheer guidelines. The social media contract. We do have an option for scholarships. So I'll talk about that. Rank one forms, which is very important for our new girls. So if you are a current cheerleader, you do not have to do rank one forms. You will do them in the summer. But if you are new to the program, you're trying out for the first time to the program, you will need to do the rank one forms. And that link to the forms is in this form right here. So everything that you need has links to it. A physical, so if you do not have a current physical on file, if you play another sport, maybe at the middle school level or even at the high school, you should have a current physical on file. So you'll just need to talk to your trainer and to make sure that our Bowie trainer has your physical. And then a current report card, as report cards are about to come out. This is the 5th week. So next week will start the last week of the 6 weeks. So report cards for the 4th, 6th week should be coming out within the next couple weeks. And then there's a few questions just for the cheerleaders to answer, some application questions. So you just want to make sure that you fill out the application form, make sure you get a current physical, make sure that you have your rank one forms on file for new candidates only, and make sure that you turn in your report card. If you need to send anything to me, please make sure that you put your name in the squad that you're trying out for. If you need to send anything to me. And unfortunately, there are some things that can make you, ineligible for trying out grades, behavior, and attendance. And those things are severe. We will send you an email letting you know that you are not eligible to try out because of those things. Um, that is above me. It's an athletic, AISD athletic rule. If there are certain, we have a rubric to follow. If there are certain attendance or behavior issues, athletics feels that cheerleader should focus on improving those issues before becoming a member or trying out to be a member of the team. So my email is right here. Should you need it, if you need to take a picture of it, you can. acraven@aisd.net. Our JV coach is Coach Shelman Smith, and then we currently do not have a freshman coach. So we are looking for a freshman coach. We also have Band, which is, if you would like to, you don't have to. It's another app that you can use for immediate information just during tryouts only. But you can always email me if you have any questions. All right, so tryout eligibility. So no more than 5 unexcused absences from school. So not necessarily classes, but from school in general. So if your absences have been excused, whatever it may be, you went out of town, as long as there are no unexcused, 5 unexcused. If they failed 2 6 weeks during this school year, they can still make the team, but they may be put on a contract before they can fully be committed to the team. And if they fail 3 6 weeks, so first, second, and third 6 weeks, they're not required, not eligible to try out. And if you have any disciplinary actions, you may begin this. If you make it, you may begin the season on a behavior contract, and then we will let you know, I will let you know if you will be ineligible by February 24th. So parents, please make sure you have a good email on file that you can put on that cheer application. That way I can make sure I send it to you and your child that you are not eligible due to this and that. And then if you do make the team, but you had some of these issues and you need to be placed on the contract, I will let you know immediately after tryouts. If you made it, but you failed 2 6 weeks, so we have to be in on a contract. Or you made it, but you had a few disciplinary issues, so we have to put you on a contract. So you'll know immediately after you make the team if you're put on contract. All right, save the date. So on February 26th, I will go ahead and put the tryout cheer and dance on the website. Give you a couple of days to look at it before clinic. So everybody will have that advantage. I will put it on there starting at 5 p.m. There will be different videos to show you back way of how to do it, front way of how to do it, counts. And that way you kind of have an idea before you come to the clinic. So the clinic is February 28th through March 2nd. It will be in the Bowie gym. So there will be information on the door before you walk in to let you know which gym that we will be at. And there'll be a varsity senior member to come and get any girls, especially our 8th graders. That way you guys know where to go. The clinic is mandatory. You have to make all days of the clinic. If there is a severe situation, you need to email me. That way I can get talk to my athletic coordinator and my athletic director. To be fair and have to be equal, everybody has to attend the clinic in order to try out. But if there is a severe issue or if there's a COVID issue, because that is our new reality, please let me know so that way I can keep in communication with my higher ups and they can let me know what I need to tell you. So just do not assume. And then March 3rd, which is Thursday, is the actual tryout day. You must try out in person. So I will give the girls what they need to wear to tryouts and the the order of how tryouts will go. And then on that Friday, March 4th, I will tell people if they were what squad they make. And it will not be via phone call or email. It will actually be in the front. If there's a severe issue, then I will send an email or have a phone call, but it'll be in the front at 3 o'clock when we will announce. So I'll give this information probably 100 more times. And then if you do make the team, we have a couple meetings for parents and the cheerleader. And then our first payment is due March 22nd, 22nd after we come back from spring break. All right, so please make sure once we tell you if you make it that you know you want to be on the team or not, because then that's when the cost starts. So we're giving you guys till about March 25th to know if you want to be on the team or not. So as we come back from spring break, if you do not no longer want to be on the team, you looked at it, your parents talked about it, you realize it's not something I want to do, please let me know immediately. If you quit being on the team, after then, you will still be required to pay the cost that is associated with it because all the team uniforms and things like that are starting to be ordered at that point. So just please let me know so that way no one will have to bite the cost of something they're not going to do. All right, so tryout week, you will learn a dance, a cheer. You will also be judged over your jumps and any tumbling if you have it. It is strongly encouraged if you're trying for varsity that you complete a round off. Those are the higher tumbling that will kind of give you the points that you need. Okay. And then this is the score sheet. I hope you can see it. Like I said, if you cannot see something, please let me know. That way I'm not just talking and thinking people can see stuff. But here is the score sheet. So you'll be scored on motion and technique, and it gives you the point value and what I'm looking for. So obviously, the higher up, the first statements are the most points. Energy, spirit, voice. This lets you know, ladies, and God, I don't know if you guys are trying out, where I need to be in order to make the team, where I need to be. As of right now, we don't have a certain level of if you have to make this many points to make varsity, this many points to make JV. We usually find that out like the day of tryouts. We get like a rubric to figure out. But I will say this is a good rubric to let you know where I need to be. So higher ups, I need to be in the elite average to up. If you're trying to make a certain team. Voice is 10 points. Jumps, tumbling if you have it. We will kind of change this just to modify because we know that there are other schools in the district that there's a lot of tumblers within their district. We know in our zone we don't necessarily have a lot of tumblers, so certain things may be scored a little differently. But this score sheet is across the district, so it's from my school to Martin to Arlington to Sam. So certain things when it comes to tumbling might change a little bit, but as far as jumps, they would be the same dance, the exact same. Do you know the dancer? Errors, stuff like that. And then memory is also going to be a category. Words and motions, spirit and props. We necessarily may not have props to use during tryouts, but having that spirit when you come in, having that spirit when you come out. And then overall impression. Overall impression. Did you give good eye contact? Did you use facials? You smiled? You gave great attitude? And just like a peppy cheerleader. So all of this is out of 100 points. Okay. So this is what each judge will have. There'll be 5 judges, and each judge, myself, the JV coach, and 3 outside judges will be able to have this sheet, and these are the categories that we'll be judging on. So I'll go over this again during the clinic, so that way my varsity seniors can go with you guys and give you guys some critiques and tips. All right, so future calendar dates, we will start practice once you make the team in April. We will start with our outside gym in April and May. So we will work with them, and then we'll work with them once a week, and then we will have a separate practice at Bowie also. So there'll be about 2 practices a week. starting in April and May, and I will give you more details at the You Made It meeting. We have a 4th of July parade that we are required to be in. It is mandatory. Those of you who will not come or cannot come because of vacations and stuff like that will be risking missing the first game. That is not my rule. That is a Arlington athletic rule. So, and then uniform fittings and camp clothes fittings and all the things that you ordered will be done during practice time. Camp is mandatory. I have to explain that because a lot of people are like, but we got a vacation, and I get it, but it is mandatory. If you do not go to camp, you are resigning your spot as a Bowie cheerleader. That is not my rule, that is the district rule. And the reason being is because at camp, you learn a lot of your skills. Camp is long, camp is hard, camp is tiring, but it's fun. It's where a lot of your memories come from. It is fun, fun, fun. But you learn a lot of your skills, and that's why it's important that everybody is there. Should anything happen, we will have a home camp just at Bowie, but right now our camp will be at UTI. Um, are there any questions? Any questions over anything that I've said so far? Any questions? Let me just stop to check the chat. Okay. Wait. All right, so the AISD cheer guidelines. This is drafted by our athletics department. And so this is for every school, regardless of what school you're at. So basically, this is what governs us and what we do. I'm not going to read it in its entirety, but I really do encourage you guys to read it because when things arise, this is what we look at. This is what Arlington looks at to be able to make decisions. And if you signed off saying that you read it and there's an issue, they're going to just say, hey, you signed it. So you understood whatever the issue may be. So hopefully I haven't had to pull it out or Arlington hasn't had to pull it out with any of my parents. I know some of the other schools, it can get very technical as far as for tryouts and, missing practices and things of that nature. But please read it. It's a lot of stuff about once you're elected, what are your duties, how you're graded. You're expected to bear all costs that comes with being a cheerleader, citizenship. You may be suspended from cheerleading team if you have any behavior issues while on the team. The responsibilities of a cheerleader. That's not the parent responsibility, but the child's responsibility. At the high school level, the cheerleaders need to be more responsible for what they have going on and more accountable for what they want to be in. They want to be a cheerleader, then this is on them to make sure they know what their responsibilities are at all times, not on the parents. Because sometimes parents have 2 and 3 other children and they can't remember what's going on in every little bit of cheerleading. But it's up to the cheerleader to make sure they inform you of their responsibilities and they're well knowledgeable of their responsibilities. Same thing with camp, uniforms. Um, if a cheerleader does participate in other activities, they must schedule these carefully, letting them know that certain excuses or certain reasons for not being at practice or games are not excused. Transportation. So there's a lot of stuff in here. Stunting, just how we conduct ourselves. And then there's something for you to sign. So that is on the actual tryout application form. So the link to the AISD chair guidelines is on the form, and then you will sign saying that you read them. And then Bowie has their own guidelines. We have our guidelines and expectations. So one of the main things is knowing about leadership, knowing that what we are here to do. A lot of girls are here and join our program because they're looking for, something to do and maybe looking for a group to join. And that's great. However, it makes a difference when you don't put in the effort. It's not just a social club. So there are other social clubs at Bowie that meet, Girl Talk, that fashion club that meet and they have fun. But we're also here to take care of business. We're also here to win competitions. We're also here to elevate our skills. So we're not just here to just be a part of something. We want to make sure that everybody's giving 100%. Even myself, I want to make sure I'm giving 100% to the girls and being the best leader I can be. We support our athletic team, so you're able to see our schedule, practices, letting you know what our practices are. It can get very hectic, especially in the fall. There's a lot of things that cheerleaders are, especially at Bowie, obligated to do. Can you guys paint signs for this? We need you guys to be at this. we already have practice for this, or we have game days for this. So there's a lot going on. So we need you guys to know about practice and being accountable for practice. If someone misses practice, that can mess up our whole practice schedule. That can mess up our stunts that we have going up. That can mess up our routines that we're trying to practice on. So it does not just hinder one person, it can hinder a whole team when somebody misses practice, especially if it's unexcused, it wasn't given in enough time or enough notice. So please make sure that parents and girls that you guys review that. It is very hectic with cheerleading, but it is also obtainable. And I will never take up all of your time because academics is first. So if I have practice during the 10th period and no practice after school, you should be able to give your all during cheer class and focus on your homework after school. So I always want to make sure that they are never overwhelmed and not have time for their studies. But weekends also, it may also mean that they have to kind of sacrifice a weekend activity for them to study if they need to. Attendance and transportation. Please make sure that you guys read this, go over attendance. Like I said, I'm not trying to keep you long, so I don't want to go over it in its entirety. But you can lose scholarship, and I'll talk about scholarship if your attendance is not met. Um, Doctor's office, doctor's appointments, parents, please, please, please try as hard as you can. I know it can be out of your control sometimes, but it can hinder the outcome or the productivity of our practice. Grades, they are students first. So I will incorporate study hall days within our cheer period. I will check on their grades periodically, checking on reaching out to teachers periodically. They should be at tutoring if they ever have any issues because we will not practice all day, every day. So they should be going to tutoring if they have those issues. That way they're not failing. Violations. So they're included but not limited to absence, being late, wearing jewelry, nails, cell phone, missing practice, don't have the right clothes for practice, not following instructions. Um, I understand I've worked with teenage girls for a long time now. And I know sometimes we're gonna have little attitudes and things of that nature, but knowing how to correct ourselves and knowing not to have those issues again. I don't like honing in on discipline, but because I am kind of old school as far as being a coach, I do believe in indecent and order. I do believe there's a time and place, especially when being a child. So I definitely want to make sure that I govern myself so that way I don't make a cheerleader feel the need that they have to get out of character. I always like to approach girls with um, decency. However, I am a coach, so sometimes love is not always giggles and cuddles. It also is being tough too, tough love. So I will always make sure that I am being respectful. So I always would want that in return. Communication. We will be changing to Sports U for my returning girls who are used to using Group Meet. All athletic teams are now um, required to use Sports U app, so they can be able to monitor it at all times. Anything can happen. And then parents as well. There'll be a group for parents as well because I like to be able to talk to parents immediately if game day changes, things of that nature. Decorum is just going over attitude, phones, what I expect those things to be like when we're at practice or when we're at an event. And then safety. Safety is very important, guys, especially because we're studying. Cheerleading can be very dangerous at times. But that's why going to camp and working with our outside coaches is very important because they'll teach the girls how to be safe and how to avoid as many accidents as they can. So we'll talk about nails and jewelry. And then we do compete. So competition is a little bit more rigorous. It adds more a rigorous component to our program. So we would like all of our girls to be on competition team, but they are selected girls. This year we were able to do all of our girls. So hopefully we can do that again. But we compete for state UIL and we're trying to add another competition into our program. All right, and then this is just stuff I already told you about team selection, and then other schools activities. So lots of information, but the more you read, the more you understand, or keep it just saved to your computer or something, print it out, the easier everything will flow. Are there any questions over the guidelines and expectations? All right. So I do want to show you this not so nice clip of why we don't wear nails and jewelry. This is specifically from a cheerleader. Sorry if you have a weak stomach. But this can happen, ladies. This is why we don't like acrylic nails. Some girls are able to file their acrylic nails down really, really bad. I mean, small, but it can still happen. So please be mindful of that. That is not on AISD. If something happens, parents, that's not on us to, for emergency room calls or anything like that, because you signed that the girls have understand as well that they were not supposed to wear acrylic nails during the cheer events. I get it, birthdays and things of that nature. But with the way our culture is now, there are lots of trendy press-ons, or you can get them made, custom made. There are lots of ways to be able to have what you want to do as well as be in compliance with something you signed up to do. Also, with jewelry, guys, belly button piercings is really our more common piercing to have, other than our ears, is having belly button piercings for our girls. So making sure that you have these spaces and things like that. All right, so talking about cheer expenses, there is an opportunity for cheerleaders to receive a scholarship given by AISD Athletics. The scholarship pays for camp day, game day uniforms in camp. So it can take off a good, $400, $500 off of your expenses. Now, the way to qualify for that is in your application, your cheer application. It will say, would you qualify for free and reduced lunch? Reason being, it says, would you qualify? Everybody's getting free and reduced lunch. Everybody's getting free and reduced lunch after COVID. That's just something that happens. In order to get this scholarship before COVID, you had to have free and reduced lunch. So once you say, yes, I think I would qualify, I have to give a list off to AISD. They send that list off and they double check to see if people will qualify. So if you do not qualify, but you think you do, and we say you don't, I would have to take that up with my higher up. I'm not sure where they're checking, but they're going to check to see if the list of these people do qualify based on income, I'm assuming, and the regular requirements for free and reduced lunch. So fill it out if you feel like you do. If you know that you don't, just circle no or just skip it. But it will be in the cheer application, okay? It will be in the cheer application. So cheer applications are due by February 19th. That way I can take that list of girls who think they may qualify for the scholarship and hand it off, and whoever looks, they can go and start looking, because they have to look for all of our schools. So it's a little different this year than it has been in the past. All right, so like I said, given to those who currently qualify, pays for your game day uniforms, cheer camp, and monthly outside gym. And then I will email you if you are approved or if you would qualify for free and reduced lunch. All right, so cheer expenses. This is cost not to exceed. Okay, cost not to exceed. I like to give a cost because I don't want to go over that number. I rather tell you it's way less than that than I need about $200 more. So this is just for varsity only. A couple things that excludes: if you are returning to varsity, you may not need to buy all these things. And if you are on scholarship, the cheer uniform, not accessories, but cheer uniform will be taken care of. Your UCA summer camp will be taken care of, and your outside gym will be taken care of. You still will be paying the activity fee, which is $50, but the $300 outside gym will be taken care of if you get the scholarship. So, if you don't get the scholarship, of course, we will have, it will be most of all of this. But either or, scholarship or not, there will be a payment breakdown. So there will be different due dates for these payments. After June 25th, anybody who is not fully paid will be removed from the team. Just because we have to go ahead and get stuff ordered. We are on a tight deadline. And if you've ordered stuff in the past, ordering stuff after COVID is not the same. And so things take a lot of time, materials on back order, and we don't want our girls going anywhere looking mosh podge. We want them to have everything that they ordered. Okay. So if you do get the scholarship, it would cover your camp clothing. I mean, it would cover your uniforms, your outside gym, and your game day uniform in your camp. But it would not cover your camp clothes, accessories, specialty items, and things like that. All right, JV and freshmen, same thing. This cost is just a rounded up cost. It may be less than this after you get your final breakdown of everything. but I know it won't go over this. And I think last year it was about $300 or maybe $400 less than this. So if you're a returning girl, you will not need anything. So I didn't have any freshman cheerleaders last year. I had one, sorry, Mackenzie. She was on JV, but so don't have any like a freshman team coming to JV. So this is mostly if you are new to JV or new to freshman. So you may not be able to have any items because you were on in the program last year. But you would definitely still qualify for scholarship. So we'll pay for those same things. The cheer, uniform, camp, and outside gym. So that's about $500 to $600 off of the cost. And in the past, we've have done like a buy down where you can buy gently used items. Due to COVID, we stopped it last year. But if you feel comfortable and people follow COVID safety precautions as far as how they wash their items, you will be able to, have that option. If you want to buy gently used items from former cheerleaders, like a long sleeve that goes under the uniform, shoes, socks, anything like that, that is an option for you. It's cheaper than buying things brand new. So I will definitely have that information for you once you make the. All right, so commitment. We're busy all week pretty much with games. I try to not have practice all week, but definitely games. We have volleyball and football in the same season, and then we have basketball, which is 2 days a week. So just giving you an idea of how it will be. All right. Are there any questions over anything I went over? Any questions? Any questions? All right. And now we have our cheer booster because I forgot to give them a warning about being able to present at the meeting. I don't want to put them on the spot, but if you guys do, if Miss Nicole, you do want to talk, you are more than welcome. Or Miss Pennington, you are more than welcome to talk. But our cheerleading booster is basically our backbone. They are the way we get things done. Especially if we can't buy certain things, they help us. They provide snacks and drinks for us when we're going places. When we have potlucks and things like that, homecoming, they're always doing something good for homecoming. Being able to fundraise, to be able to do things for the girls is very important component of booster fundraising. Parent participation is the single most important thing of booster. Right now, we probably have about 5 parents in booster club. Um, it's a small commitment one time a month to meet. You can join a committee, get a small position that will not take, that we try not to let take too much of your time. We're working together, and it's all for the benefit of your child. It's for you guys to really connect to us and connect to our program and make sure that our children don't have anything or not lacking or not wanting for anything. Especially when you look at other booster clubs, it's Martin, Arlington, Sam. We want to be just as strong. And I will say, with the ladies that we have in place, we have been able to get a lot of things done. So I appreciate them. I will have way more information the next meeting, should you guys make the team or your girls make the team, to really kind of hone in on that so we can get more participants in booster. If any of our booster participants would like to make a comment, you guys are free to. If not, that is perfectly fine.
You did pretty good, Coach. So we will probably start it next month. We're gonna once after the new squads are named, we will begin our first meeting and accepting new members and having our elections for members. The cost is $25 per person or per household, if you are willing and wanting to join. One of the things also with Booster Clubs for members who are active, your child does earn a scholarship at the end of the school year, their senior year, and also their level of years of participation, they're able to even earn their letterman jacket. So definitely, if your child makes the squad, please come out and support the Booster Club and become a member. It's a great way for us to support the cheerleader team, and as Coach says, just to be a backbone and to support them, the squads in every way. But next meeting, I definitely make sure we have some information for about membership.
Thank you, Miss Nicole. All right. Well, that pretty much it concludes the meeting. But before you leave, I do. This is not one again, not my rule, but this is Arlington rule. I do have to put a link in the chat to verify that you came to the meeting because it is parent mandatory. So let me All right, so I have put that in the chat. Please make sure that you fill out the form just saying that you came to the meeting because, like I said, only way girls can try out is if they had a parent attend the meeting, and that's across the district to be fair to everybody. So it will be recorded if you know somebody that did not get to join in. And that is all I have. So if you have any questions, please stay on. I look forward to seeing your applications. And thank you guys so much for your time. Stay safe and stay warm. I'll stay on here if you have any questions.